Welcome back to TL's Hobby Center. Today we are doing a wooden puzzle. It's a model kit, pretty much still, with mechanical features, no glue needed, and it's plywood. There's 370 parts, and the complexity is a 4 out of 5. So we'll see how hard this is going to be. It definitely looks like it has a lot of details to it. For ages 14 and up, and the company we're using is U-Gears Mechanical Models. It's a model with Drift Cobra from Shelby. And this is new to me. I seen these on Amazon, and these are between $40 to $75 depending on which model you get. There's some other models here. There's a trophy, it looks like. There's a model safe and a model U9 Grand Prix car, which actually looks really cool. And as you can see here, there's a lot of moving parts. Steering wheel, engine supposedly has a coil in it to allow the car to move. So I'm pretty interested to see how that's gonna work. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting to do. So I mean, you can see on the front it has a nice picture of the car. It's a cardboard box that it comes in. So let's go and open this thing up and see what we got. Okay, we got ourselves a, looks like instruction manual that we have here, and it's going to tell us all the different pieces we're going to need. It has a pick somewhere around to pick them out. This is almost going to be like a Lego set, I guess you can call it, but without all the Lego pieces, obviously. So we'll need a bunch of little small pieces to make pieces meet together, and it looks like we're going to be doing some sanding to try to make stuff work, it looks like. Not sure why or how, but yeah, this is going to be a little bit more involved build, so I'm curious to know how this is exactly going to work. It's pretty simple like that throughout the whole book. I'm going to say it's a few hour build, so we'll have to wait and see what we got going on for that. So that's all that. So what we get are these plywood sheets, and I'm guessing from how these pop out is that these should just kind of like pop out like a regular puzzle kit. Yeah, because they're already pre-cut out, so they just press out, so that's cool. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 big sheets, and then we have ourselves a smaller sheet, it looks like, for the hood and some other little fun stuff. So that's this. And then what you get in the actual kit itself is get yourself a little piece of wax, got a coil that's going to power the car, got a bunch of toothpicks for some reason, some rubber, and some rubber bands, and you got more bigger rubber bands for, I'm guessing, the tire, and a piece of sandpaper. So interesting to know how this is all going to come together. So that's pretty much that. But I think that's about it for the go over of this. But before we start, please subscribe, leave a like, and also leave a comment if you guys have any questions about this kit, or if there's something I'm doing that you guys know an easier way to do, let me know. I will take that into consideration as always, because I appreciate everybody who subscribes and likes and leaves a comment for this channel, so I can do more content for you guys. So yeah, do that and we can keep moving on. So let's go and kind of jump in to start building this thing and see what we end up with. Let's go. wasn't the worst, but it was definitely a learning curve because I never actually built me one of these before, and it was pretty neat. Pretty cool how this thing comes together. There's definitely a lot of moving parts I was not expecting with this, and all in all, it's a pretty neat thing. I mean, it's pretty cool looking cover. It's a cool display piece for somebody who's either a woodworker or just somebody who wants a neat little wood display car. I mean, it's pretty involved. It's amazing what's all involved with this thing actually being built. So I was pretty excited to get my hands on one of these to actually do it. Kind of start us off with what we got here is if you pull up, there's a little looking mirror thing right in the center, right here. And what you do is if you pull this back enough, it should, in theory, pop the hood up. Which the more you play with this, the easier the joints are going to be to move around, which I have not had enough time yet. So it's just a work in progress for just trying to get everything like, kind of loosened up. But you got an engine bay, which is also really neat, that I was also not expecting in this. As you can see there, and the hood lifts up. It's all working off of rubber band tension. So that's one really neat thing that this actually involves. Let me see if I can get that rubber band up a little bit higher. That should make that work a little bit. Okay. So this is the whole key to your mechanism for how this thing is going to work, is this little slider right here. And then also this little lock button, which we'll talk more to that in a minute. But all you need is just keep that down. And if you go down to the back and you push up this little tab that is right here, and that'll release the trunk. And then now you can see all the stuff going on in the trunk, which is one of the axles. As you can see it kind of moving in there. And then there's also the mechanisms for drive or reverse that you spin. And that's what allows the vehicle to now move, which is also really cool. And then as you can see on the dash here too, I'll close this up. There's also some neat little details, like you got gauges, looks like air vents from one of the pieces that slide together, so that's pretty cool. You got a glove box, you got a shifter and an e-brake, and then the seats are like they cut the wood where it actually flexes to the car, so it's pretty neat how this thing actually is all together. So I'm really impressed. And the steering wheel even worked, but I'm afraid to turn because some of the joints are still pretty tight. But as you can see, it even turns, and they lock to a certain spot where they should be, so they work. Let me see if I can get it to turn maybe. I got it turned to the side. Let's see if I turn the steering wheel. It does turn. That's pretty impressive. So, you got that. Just I'm not the fan of turning this because I'm afraid I'm going to break it, because all it is just plywood. So, that's that. The doors also open, which there's also rubber band mechanisms. You can even see there's even like step pads or like the sill plates. Got the exhaust and a bunch of different pieces here. This is the mechanism that's going to allow the thing to drive, and they tell you to put put wax on each gear so that way it will do its thing. But I'll slide that all back, and I mean, alright, it moves pretty smooth on its own. So, but to start the mechanism off to show you guys how this thing actually drives on its own, what you got to do is you got to kind of finesse with it. You'll slide the air cleaner back with the lock button pushed in, and then you'll want to kick that. If you kick it to the passenger side, that's going to put it into drive to go forward, and if you kick it to the driver's side, that'll put it in reverse. And what you do is just kind of twist this up, and they say roughly about 10 times. I just get it to a level it's got enough tension on it. And this ain't no like race car. I mean, it's just gonna do its thing. So then whenever you want to do that, what you gotta do is just push that forward, and it'll go on its own like that. And then if you want to, you can even do it in reverse, which I don't know if it'll come loose or not. So we'll just kind of let it do its thing. But it'll drive, as you can see like that. It'll just go and kick in the high speed, and then it'll even shift out of drive, so that way the thing keeps free spinning. But then go to reverse, you just flip it the other way, and it's ready to go. So, pretty neat how this thing's engineered. I've never built one of these. I'm very glad I got one. I would definitely buy another. Actually, I have. I got 2 other kits that I got to do eventually. So, and there's no glue required. Just toothpicks, rubber bands, and just laser cut wood. I mean, that's all it really is. So it's pretty cool. But I would definitely buy more models of these down in the future, other than the other two I have. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. This was a fun build, and hope you guys pick one of these up and enjoy it yourself. If you guys have any feedback or have any questions about any of this, I'm here to welcome any questions or anything like that if you guys have any. Don't forget to smash the like button and also subscribe, and I can show you guys more content of different builds that I do. I do anything hobby related that's like a 3D model, mostly for cars because it's one of my biggest hobbies. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, just thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate you guys who do watch all the way through just to see how things turn out. So I appreciate it a lot, and I'll catch you guys on the next build. Keep on building.